So a couple videos back, we talked about the importance of self-awareness, and towards the end of that video, I encouraged all of you to really take some time and examine your default programs. That was the term that I used. And I got some questions asking what did I mean by that? What exactly are default programs? So I thought it would be helpful if we went through that together here. Default program is the term that I use to describe our unconscious cellular information, belief systems, patterns, personality traits. These are all the things that are operating very much on autopilot and very much behind the scenes. These are the parts of us that, without even questioning, run the majority of our everyday lives. Some programs are helpful and some programs are harmful. Some programs create joyful life experiences, and some programs are straight up like virus detected, corrupted ass programs that need some tweaking. Very similarly to the way that the default operating system works on your computer, we sort of just get plugged into a system. And depending on the level of experience, expertise, and even the level of intention of your programmers is what determines our programming and the quality of it. So the next logical question to ask is, who and what is programming us? Everything and everyone from the moment consciousness is detected is programming you. So our parents, our siblings, our friends, any caregivers that were around in our environment while we were developing, these are all very major influences in our programming. What we're sleeping on, to how often we eat and what we consume, these are all contributing to our program. Basically, pretty much anything you can think of that has any sort of significance in your initial stages of development is programming you. There's direct programming, like the actual words being spoken to you, and then there's subtle programming, like the nuance that you observe in the adults around you, the body language, the tonality. And studies show that the most potent years of programming happen between the ages of 0 and 7. This means that who you are by the age of like 7, 8 years old is who you're gonna be at 40. Yeah. I know that makes sense for some people that just popped into your mind right now. You're like, damn, yeah, they do act like a 7-year-old. Yeah, it's actual science. Our default programs have one primary objective: keep us alive. So unless you start to take a more conscious approach to life, there's really no reason to question your default programs. They protect you, they keep you safe, they keep us alive, no matter how dysfunctional the program may be. Safe means familiar and predictable, not necessarily healthy or expansive. Knowing all this, now we can take a little bit of a different approach to life. We can put that spotlight on all those tabs that are sort of just running in the background. We get to decide what is helpful, what is useful for our next phase of life, versus what needs to be closed, what needs to be deleted, and which programs need some upgrade. And really that's where I come in, or anyone else that does this type of work. All we're ever actually doing is guiding you back in towards yourself, towards those dusty old programs running in the background, so that you can decide whether or not it's something loving and expansive that you want to keep around or not. When it's time for an upgrade, your life will start glitching out like crazy. Relationships, career stuff, sleep patterns, your physical body, stress levels, sex drive, the list goes on. These are all indicators that your life is begging you for an upgrade. Your first step is to breathe. Just pause. When you notice these glitches happening in your life, take a step back. Go in and start listening. Your body is the motherboard. The first and best thing we can do when it's time for an upgrade is just reconnect with our body. And if you've never done this consciously before, it may take some getting used to. Most of us are living so disconnected from ourselves that we wouldn't even know what our bodies are asking for if we tried to connect to that. So just practice. Start small. Close your eyes. Listen. Ask your body, what do you need right now? And maybe initially it'll just ask for a glass of water, or a healthy meal, or from some sleep, or to move your body in some way. The point is to keep tuning in, because that trains or retrains your subconscious mind to say, oh, we care about this now. Okay, I'll listen. And it gets easier. And here's the juiciest part of all. The more we understand our humanity, the way we're wired, the circuitry happening behind the scenes, the easier it gets for us to actually unplug from the systems that we've been plugged into from the start. Isn't that enough reason to take a more conscious approach to our default programs and decide consciously what is working, what is not, what needs to be upgraded? Let's go.